for this season is that success is theirs, failure is mine. So
A few moments later.
I'm back.
So finally, we've got some masala to move on from the World Cup final loss as we witnessed the biggest clown act in the history of IPL. Hardik Pandya has moved back to Mumbai Indians and apparently he calls it his journey way back to his home. Interestingly, Hardik Pandya's home lies in Gujarat and we all thought that Gujarat Titans will be his home for the next 10 odd years, but money is what matters in the IPL. And the other big news is that RCB have brought in Cameron Green to help Mumbai Indians expand their purse and afford Hardik Pandya in their team. And of course, Shubman Gill has been appointed as the captain of the Gujarat Titans. And of course, I got Pragun with me. So Pragun, what do you think about Hardik Pandya's move back to Mumbai Indians?
I think it's a pretty masaledar move as you put it right from the beginning. It's pretty hard for Gujarat Titans. I don't think they had pretty much say in letting or having Hardik Pandya stay back with them. And it's a great deal for both Mumbai Indians and Hardik Pandya. I think the history he has with Mumbai Indians or the history overall Mumbai Indians has in the tournament, I think it will be foolish to say that a player wouldn't want to go back, even if he is of Hardik Pandya's stature. And we all know that Rohit isn't getting any younger, and he would be the future captain of MI. And to be honest, I think the future isn't very far away. I think he could be the captain this year as well. I think Rohit just might resign because he knows that obviously keeping the T20 World Cup that will happen next year. I don't think Rohit sees himself in that team. So I think he might just take a step back and give captaincy to Hardik Pandya.
Yes, that's pretty well said. Of course, Rohit Sharma has the option to resign and move on from the captaincy thing, and of course, that will help him relieve the pressure and maybe elongate his career in other fields as well. Maybe it's Test, T20, ODI, or whatever it is. But one thing to note is that, of course, people are talking that Hardik Pandya went for money, he chose money over legacy. But one question is that why was Mumbai so desperate to get Hardik Pandya back? Because it sort of disrupts the dynamics of the IPL. Gujarat Titans, a new franchisee, was building pretty strong under Hardik Pandya, but they've snatched his captain for money. But the answer, which I feel, is that Mumbai Indians needed, of course, somebody to carry forward Rohit Sharma's legacy, to be Rohit Sharma's successor, because they've realized that Surya Kumar Yadav is not getting any younger. Ishan Kishan is not the captaincy material, and there can be chances in the next few years where Ishan Kishan might be dropped from the team because of his batting. He's not a great batter, I think, in T20Is. Of course, in the last 1 year or so, we've observed that. But the main thing, which I feel is not all this, the main thing is that Mumbai Indians want that brand value of Hardik Pandya. We all know that Hardik Pandya has been thought as the Indian captain after Rohit Sharma. And Mumbai Indians don't want any other player to lead their side. They want the Indian skipper, or in fact the vice captain of the Indian national team, to be the captain of their franchisee if they are to compete with the brand value of Chennai Super Kings or RCB, because Chennai stands because of MS Dhoni, who has been India's captain for a long time, and of course RCB because of Virat Kohli. So after Rohit Sharma leaves the arena, they need somebody who can carry forward that brand value, and that is the main reason which I feel Mumbai Indians went all out for Hardik Pandya.
To be honest, I think in Mumbai Indians there are three big guys without leaving Hardik Pandya side, and those three are Rohit, Surya, and Bumrah. Like I mentioned that Rohit isn't getting any younger, or so Surya also is well into his 30s, and we all know that Bumrah can get injured, So I think with Hardik getting back to their team, they have found their new big guy, I would say.
And of course, I think it will also lead way to a new rivalry between Mumbai Indians and Gujarat Titans. And of course, people like me will keep laughing on this in the years to come by. Success is there and failure is mine. And it feels so childish to look back and see all those comments made by Hardik Pandya, because it felt like he was a very mature captain at Gujarat Titans, and to leave that side to go back to Mumbai, I mean, that doesn't really set a good example in the IPL. We know that IPL is for money, but sometimes the example that you set are also important. And of course, now Gujarat Titans will be led by Shubman Gill. And I don't know about Pragon, but personally, I feel that things have been moving far too fast for Shubman Gill, the player. because he was not seen as a T20I batter about a year ago, but then he stormed into the IPL and scored a lot of runs, scored over 900 runs if I'm not wrong, and in the ODIs he scored a double hundred and a lot of runs in the international arena. And now he's been given the captaincy. See, he is only 24 or 25 years old if I'm not wrong, and to lead a side in IPL brings a lot of pressure. We've seen players like Sanju Samson and of course a lot of players in the history who've not been that great a captain when they were seen that they can be the person to lead the team. But I would like to hear from Pragun. What do you think about that?
To be honest, I think Shubman was destined for greatness, I would say. And it's really sad that my favorite team let him go at the peak of his career for retaining Venkatesh Iyer. So to be honest, I'm very happy for Shubman Gill. He's a player which his success feels very personal. So I'm very happy for Shubman Gill. I think yes, being 24 or 25 year old, it will bring pressure, but I don't think you only if he was 3 or 4 years older, I don't think that would have made any difference. I think once you get into the groove of captaincy, I think you will just get better and better, and you will be able to handle pressure. I
And
think
of course,
it can also help him improve as a batter, I would say.
Gujarat Titans will hope that he sort of recreates what Rohit Sharma did about 10 years ago. He was also, I think, 34 or 24 or 25 years old when he got the captaincy of Mumbai Indians. And again, their captain left the tournament midway. And this time, Gujarat's captain, Hardik Pandya, left in a more abrupt way and in a more strange way, if you could say. But of course, people have been waiting in this podcast to listen about Cameron Green and us talking about the Royal Challengers Bangalore. But before that, I would like to tell you that we'll be talking about the rest 7 teams in the next episode. So don't forget to join in there as well. And so, of course, moving to Cameron Green. Pragun, what do you think? Will Cameron Green help RCB win this title, or in fact, reach the finals at least? Yeah.
I think Green's inclusion, to be honest, if we look at this deal, including Gujarat Titans, Mumbai Indians, and RCB, for me personally, I think RCB is the winner. I don't think they would have gotten someone like Green in auction for 17.5 CR, even though I think no player deserves that kind of money. And I don't think any player is worth of at almost your 20% of your purse, because I don't think that there is a player in IPL or there is a player in world that can help you win 20% of your IPL games. So with that aside, I still think that if he would have gotten into the auction, I think it would have been much tougher for a team to get him at 17.5 CR. And with RCB, personally, I always think that their bowling is one of their weaker aspects of the game. But with obviously you just need one more run to win. And if you can get that extra batting in your lineup, I think that it is still possible to win at Chinnaswamy. And with Faf du Plessis, Virat Kohli, Glenn Maxwell, Cameron Green, I think they have got a strong top five if we can fit in Rajat Patidar there. But then their main problem would be to have rest 6 players and only one overseas slot. I think they would find it very difficult and challenging to have that have do not would they wouldn't be having a cushion of extra overseas player. I think they have Topley in their squad, and they would have to find another fast bowler, overseas fast bowler, because Topley is also someone who can get injured here and there. So that would be a big challenge to fit Faf du Plessis, Cameron Green, and Glenn Maxwell. But I think impact player rule helps here and there with these sort of stuff.
Yes, and of course, like you mentioned, impact there in the end. This was one of the points I was about to mention when I was speaking about Hardik Pandya, because of course, I'm getting back to Hardik Pandya for a moment, because Mumbai Indians know that the impact rule is there. They don't want an all-rounder for that amount and by disturbing the dynamics of the tournament. So that again tells the importance, their desperation, why they needed an Indian captain who will be leading the Indian side in the future. They didn't want an all-rounder. See, Hardik Pandya, the player is all fine, but it's all about brand value, is what I feel. And of course, his contributions with the bat and the ball cannot be neglected. But yeah, that was the main reason why he was included. And of course, before getting back to RCB, I think Pragun might have something to add about the impact player rule.
To be honest, I have a very out of box thinking about impact player rule. I think most of the people think that because of impact player, teams don't value all rounders or they don't need all rounders. I think someone like quality of Hardik Pandya, I think the impact rule doesn't affect a player like Hardik Pandya, because on most days he can give you 4 overs, and if he gets going, there is there is hardly any Indian batters who are better than him at death overs or even in middle overs. We have seen what he has done for Gujarat Titans. He was sort of like an anchor for them. He was playing with a striker of 130, so I think anchor would be too harsh on him. But I think impact player rule doesn't affect players like Hardik Pandya. It affects players like Shahbaz Ahmed, who was traded out of RCB. I think if the impact rule hadn't come, Shahbaz Ahmed would have been retained by RCB.
And so getting back to RCB now, what Cameron Green does for them is that him and Maxwell can assure you at least 4 overs in the top six. So with that, RCB can actually go for a seventh batter if they want. Maybe they should stick to 5 bowlers with a bowler who can bat, given the pitch conditions in Chinnaswamy. But that again helps them because RCB didn't really have a lot of all-rounders in their team. And to get Maxwell and Cameron Green both in their top six, that really helps them. On their day, they can bowl 8 overs as well. So that is something helps them. And rightly said by Pragun that in all this scenario, maybe RCB was the team that came out as the actual winner of this deal, even though they won't win the title, but they won this deal.
They will definitely not win the title, but to be honest, they have got a winner with Cameron Green, and he too is very young, so there is a phase for the next decade.
Okay, and what do you think are the surprise releases from Gujarat Titans or Mumbai Indians or even Royal Challengers Bangalore? Because we need to wrap this video, so we'll finally jump to that and end this video.
To be honest, there are 4 or 5 surprise releases from RCB, and it is obvious that they do this every year. And now with Mike Hassan gone, I had expected something like that, but to release Vanindu Hasaranga and Hazelwood and even David Willey, I think that was a bit of madness from them because Siraj has been one of the most improved players in IPL in the last 2 3 years, and to have someone like Hazelwood partner him, but as I think there is an availability issue with Hazelwood, but I still think they should have kept Hasaranga in, or even David Willey. He is a very good T20 bowler and could be a good backup for Reece Topley who gets injured, like I said. And one of the most interesting releases from RCB is I think Michael Bracewell. I think
Michael Bracewell
he's a very
has been left out. I didn't know about that.
yes, he has been left out. I think he was a very good player, and if obviously you can't replace someone like Maxwell, but if something happens to Maxwell, I think he is one of the closest you can get to a
Yes,
substitute for Maxwell. And even someone like Cameron Green, if you go on to pitches where there are spin on offer, I think you can go with Maxwell and Bracewell. So I think they should have retained Bracewell at least. I was pretty shocked by their releases of their overseas players. And with Mumbai Indians, I think the only shock was Jofra Archer. I think if they could have managed to get him back, and if he could have just played one season with just with Umrah, I think I would have liked it very much.
I think the biggest reason, there are a couple of reasons why Mumbai Indians left Jofra Archer. One was his consistent injury because they've sort of persisted with him for a couple of years and yet they could not get the results they wanted. And the second reason was that they wanted Hardik Pandya. So they needed that purse allowance. And like you talked about the foreign releases of RCB, you've got to feel sad for David Willey. He was left out for England's contract. He retired from England, the national cricket team, and now he is without an IPL contract. Things have been pretty tough from the monetary side for David Willey, but let's hope that RCB and this team Mumbai Indians do make something out of the auction. And of course, Gujarat Titans will be a team to watch out for because they have been left with a huge hole in their middle order as Hardik Pandya is left. Because, like you said, impact player is there, but you cannot really compromise when you are all rounder. That quality cannot be compromised. So it will be interesting to see who Gujarat Titans get. And with that, we'll wrap this video. But before that, like I said earlier, wait for another video. We'll get to another 7 teams as well. We'll talk about them. In short, of course, I know nobody watches till the end, and hardly anybody would be listening to this as well. So with that, thank you for joining us.